cell phones. What will we do without them? Or technology in general? But have you ever thought about what happens to our gadgets when we're done with them? We're here to find out. It's a side to our high-tech wizardry that you've probably never seen. A graveyard of sorts for our old electronics.
E-waste, electronic waste, is defined as an electronic device that has become obsolete or at its end of life, such as computers, televisions, monitors, phones, fax, printers, almost anything you can imagine that has a power cord or an on and off button.
Erin Driscoll works for eRecycling of California, a company that's giving our outdated gadgets new life.
Electronic waste is extremely important to recycle because it can prevent unnecessary waste from entering the landfill, first of all, or from being shipped overseas where it's improperly disposed of. And also we can reuse several of the commodities that are in these electronics, like plastic and glass and metal. We have a collection activity where we transport it to the facility. It gets inventory managed so we know at any point what's going on, where it came from, the weight of the material, and then it goes through the demanufacturing process. The demanufacturing process, we can get plastic, metal, glass, circuit boards, and wood waste.
Everything that can be recycled to become something new gets put on a truck and sent on its way.
We have a baler for all the plastic, so once it gets separated, it can come together and then go to a place that manufactures a new plastic product. And we also crush glass on site here, which is then processed into a new monitor or television.
How much of this do you get annually?
Between our two facilities, we process about 30 million pounds of waste a year.
And just think all of that could go into our landfills.
Right, and that's our goal, is to divert 100% of electronic waste from the landfill. I don't think many understand that what we're doing here with all the breakage and sending out raw commodities.
We toss between 300 and 400 million tech gadgets every year. But the Environmental Protection Agency estimates only about 14% of that is recycled. The rest ends up in landfills. And that's a big problem.
The main reason is because of the lead. The lead is toxic, it's a carcinogen, and we don't want it to end up in our ground supply, air supply, or water supply. By entering the landfills, that's what it does. By sending it here to a processing facility, we can completely divert that problem.
The biggest source of lead? These guys.
We're processing old TVs and computer monitors.
So what's the big concern with TVs?
Well, TVs and computer monitors are called cathode ray tubes, or CRTs, and they have a lot of lead. They have about 7 to 10 pounds worth of lead in that glass.
This machine helps crush the glass in the cathode ray tube. Safety goggles and protective gear required.
By properly disposing of it here via crushing and then sending out to a facility where they remanufacture the equipment, we can reuse it and not send it to the landfill.
Another big landfill no-no? Computers. So these are a lot of circuit boards here. What happens to them?
Well, this is an example of our high-grade circuit board, which comes out of a computer tower. They dismantle it here. It can actually go further into a shredder and then into a metal refinery where they can get the precious metals off of this. So there's copper, there's gold, there's silver. There's a lot of things that they can reuse again from this.
So how about these? What are these called?
Those are called ribbon cables, and they're inside of a computer tower, just similar to the circuit boards. Basically, this is 100% recycled because they can take the plastic and put it with that, as well as some of the copper wiring. They can shred that and use it for the copper inside there, and it separates it from the plastic.
So this is all like reusable again?
Everything here is 100% recyclable.
So the next time you toss out one gadget for a new one, think about what it's made of, whether it's computer circuitry, glass, wood, or plastic.
It's extremely important to dispose of your electronic waste properly because it's toxic By not sending it to the landfill, we can reuse the products that would then just sit and not do anything.
It's reused the way recycling was intended.